After each town council meeting, the staff sits down and records a quick recap, highlighting the public meeting. The complete meeting can be found on the Town of Avon, Indiana's YouTube page, but this podcast is designed to give you a simple overview to help keep you informed about what is happening. The Avon, Indiana Town Council meets twice a month at Avon Town Hall. A full schedule of their public meetings can be found online at avonindiana.gov.
What's up, Town of Avon? This is Angel Giangino, the Marcom Specialist here at Town Hall, and today I'm with
Ryan Cannon, Town Manager.
And today we're going to be talking about the August 8th Town Council meeting. We're only a week late, but we've had a busy week, so...
Sorry, everybody. I was on vacation.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
All right, here we go. Ryan, you want to take it away?
Sure. Thank you, Angel. We are recapping the August 8th Town Council meeting. It was one of our longest meetings we've had in a while, so again, I'll try to give you a brief version, but if you're interested, please go watch it on YouTube or from our website. We did start out the meeting. We received 7 public comments. So again, I'm not going to tell you anything about those, but if you're interested in hearing the public comments, go and check those out on YouTube. We also had department updates, and as usual, those are available for you to watch as well, so I won't give you updates on those. The first new business item we had was the introduction of the 2025 budget. So the town has started our budget process. Department heads have all been working on the 2025 budget, and we have been working with our financial advisor, Greg Garatos from Financial Solutions Group, on developing our 2025 budget. So Greg gave a brief presentation of all the different funds. The town's budget is comprised of about 15 different sources of revenue. So each of those revenues can be used in certain ways and go into specific funds that then our clerk treasurer is responsible for making sure she's kind of tracking and doing all of that. So Greg kind of introduced those and walked the town council through the process of how we come about those recommendations. And the town does what's called a sustainability analysis. So we review our budget to make sure whatever budget we do will continue to be sustainable into the future. And so we have a very conservative approach to our finances. We do not deficit spend. I know that people out there think that all governments are deficit spending. That's something really the federal government does. It's not something that local municipalities are doing. So we actually have healthy fund balances, which a fund balance just means we have money in the bank to support the spending that we're doing. So Greg walked through that. He did discuss as well with the town council about potentially doing a general obligation bond. A general obligation bond is just a property tax backed bond. And typically we do that to support road projects. So we've got a couple of road projects next year. The biggest one of which is the County Road 100 North and Raceway Road project. And so we were able to get federal funds for that project, but the town does have to provide a match. So we are proposing to do a general obligation bond to pay for our local match. And so we are working towards that, and you may see more information on that over the next few meetings as the council goes through the steps required to do that bond. Stay tuned for the budget for the next couple of meetings. The staff will be presenting on the general fund as well. So general fund and other non-general fund budgets. So it will take us, we'll adopt the budget in the beginning of October. So we'll be talking about that for the next few meetings. The next item is awarding quote for vehicle purchase. At the previous meeting, the Public Works Department got approval to purchase 2 work trucks. At this meeting, the Parks Department was requesting approval to purchase 2 trucks. They are trading in a 3500, which is a big truck with a dump bed, and are getting 2 other work trucks for their staff. So they are getting smaller trucks, which the dump truck we don't necessarily need as much. So we're just moving on for that. The town council approved the purchase of those vehicles 5-0. The next one was Steve Moore, our Public Works Director, presented quotes for a patching project. Patching, if you guys don't know, this is one of the things we do to keep our good roads good. is we do what's called full depth patches, where we saw cut out areas of bad and failing pavement to kind of prevent that failure from continuing to spread into bigger areas. And that also reduces the amount of potholes that we have. So Steve did a small full depth patching project, and it was awarded to DC Construction. And it was, I think, right about $48,500. So it was just under the $50,000 threshold. And so you guys can look forward to seeing more road work out there in Avon over the next 3 months here for while that patching is getting done. So then we had several resolutions. The first one was a Carnoustie fiscal plan. So this is for an annexation. And anytime the town does an annexation, the town council is required by law to have a fiscal plan that identifies what the costs are of annexing an area. That fiscal plan also does a parcel by parcel analysis of the impact to property owners. The Carnoustie fiscal plan is about 600 pages long. So if you're interested in going to sleep someday, pull that bad boy out and read it. It'll really put you to sleep. It also is a statement. It's a policy statement in how the town will provide services to the area once it's annexed as well. So that was approved 5-0. The next one was also a fiscal plan for an area east of County Road 400 East for an annexation. This area is a little bit smaller. It's only, I believe, 13 property owners. So the town council also approved that fiscal plan 5-0. I may just share, a lot of people don't understand what annexation is. Annexation is just a process of making something a part of our community or a part of the town of Avon. So sometimes people hear us talk about, well, you don't live in Avon, and that's because you're not actually annexed. And so a lot of people in our community actually live in what's called unincorporated Hendricks County. And so they don't receive services from the town of Avon. They receive services from the county. So if you are annexed, then you get to vote for the town of Avon Town Council, and you also get services from the town, like the police department and our public works and our planning and building. So that's what annexation is, in case anybody's out there listening and wondering, why is the town always talking about annexation? The next item was a resolution to approve a lease and accept assignment for the RBI factory. Again, we've talked about this over the last few weeks. The town is purchasing RBI factory in the RBI fields at the corner of County Road 625 East and US 36. And so in order to do that, the town council had to approve the lease and accept the assignment of the lease. And the town council did approve that 5-0. The next resolution was a resolution opting into the Kroger opioid settlement agreement. So there's a lot of litigation out there pending regarding opioid, and typically these are class action lawsuits. And so the town could choose to hire their own employees or hire their own attorneys and go after these companies that were selling opioids to people. But what typically happens is the town just joins a class action suit and just becomes a party to existing litigation that's already in place. And so this one in particular, there have been 3 previous, and so this one is the 4th for Kroger. And the town council did approve 5-0 to opt into the Kroger opioid settlement agreement. And this is good for the town. The town doesn't have to pay attorneys then to go and actually make this argument for us. And then the funds actually go to our police department for resources like Narcan and training for their officers and EMS and things like that to help respond and assist people who may have opioid addictions. So those funds are going to a good cause. That's all the resolutions we had. We also had quite a few ordinances. The first of which was the hot topic of the night, which was a zoning amendment 2404 for Wawa. For those of you who don't know, Wawa was proposing to go on the southeast corner of County Road 100 North and Dan Jones Road. They are proposing to remove a couple of homes, a couple of single-family homes, and build a commercial subdivision. This is right next to the storage facilities. The Wawa would actually be on Dan Jones Road, and then they've proposed 2 other lots that would be along County Road 100 North. The Wawa, it was requested to have a C2 zoning district. The other two lots were proposing to have C1 zoning districts, which is neighborhood commercial. So there was quite a bit of discussion on this. This is when I mentioned earlier that we had 7 public comments. Most of those 7 public comments all had to do with the Wawa. And so there was quite a bit of discussion about whether that was the right location for Wawa and whether that kind of intense commercial use, if that was a good location for it or not. And so after, I don't know, maybe an hour and 15 minutes of discussion and debate, the town council did make a motion and they approved the rezoning for Wawa by a vote of 4-1. So the next step for Wawa is they will actually have to do what's called a development plan approval. And then once the development plan approval is done, then they can get a building permit and begin construction. So that still may take a couple of months, but my guess is you may see some activity out there before the end of the year for the Wawa. So all you Wawa lovers out there, you can start looking forward to that. The next 5 items are town code revisions. And again, for those of you who tune in all the time, we've been working on updating our town code. The first one was Ordinance 24-27, which was amending our emergency management. A lot of the terminology has changed and the laws have changed, and the town hadn't modified that since we became a town in 1995. So we cleaned that up, and the town council did pass that 5-0. The next ordinance was Ordinance 24-28, which referenced departments of the town. The town has, again, changed, and some of our departments have been renamed, and our town code didn't really reflect those modernizations that we did. So we cleaned those all up, and the town council approved that 5-0. The next one was Ordinance 2024-29, which was amending the employee handbook and salary ordinance. Again, these were simple corrections to clean up and reflect the way that the town was doing business. The town council approved that one as well, 5-0. I talked earlier about funds. Ordinance 2024-30 is those funds, and so our clerk treasurer is required to keep those funds in a certain way. And she's supposed to identify those funds. And so we just made some corrections, again, updating the information. And the town council did approve that 5-0. The last ordinance then of these ordinance corrections was 2024-31. And that was amending some of our purchasing rules. Again, modernizing them, correcting them to reflect the way that we're actually conducting business in the town. So the town council approved that one also 5-0. The last 2 things we had on the agenda were annexations, and they were introduction of ordinances. And we talked about these earlier with the fiscal plans, but we introduced the Carnoustie annexation, and we introduced the ordinance for East of County Road 400 East annexation. So the next step in those annexation processes are that property owners were sent notices of public hearing. So October 10th, the town council will conduct a public hearing on those annexations. Then they have to wait 30 days following the public hearing to then make a decision on whether they want to approve that annexation or not. If they approve it, the annexation will become 90 days, about 90 days after that adoption occurs. So if all goes well and the town council approves those annexations, those 2 areas will be annexed into the town of Avon somewhere around the 1st of March of 2025. That's it, Angel. Hardly anything.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
Now, I know, there's a lot of information that Ryan could not, talk over and stuff like that, especially with the public comment. So if you want to listen to the whole meeting, I believe it's a 2-hour-long meeting, you can go to YouTube and search up Town of Avon, Indiana government, and then you can click on live, and it should be the most recent one. And then if not, you can go to avonindiana.gov/livestream. Again, that's avonindiana.gov/livestream. Ryan, when's the next meeting?
The next meeting is August 22nd,
August 22nd.
a week from today. It's already almost the end of August.
It is flying by. I got a couple reminders regarding, stuff flying by. So Dirtworks is actually this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, it's on August 17th here at Avon Town Hall Park. And I heard that the first 50 people get free gifts. So
Cool.
get here early, have fun in the dirt. And this is brought to you by All Terrain and Sheets Excavation. So
And
it
you
should
get
be
to climb
fun.
on construction equipment
Yeah.
and stuff. It's fun.
It is fun. You get to play in the dirt for a good reason and, bring the kids out and have some fun on a Saturday morning. And then as well as that, adding on to that is Salsa Under the Stars. The registration is now open. This is limited to 25 couples. Only one person out of the couple has to sign up. There is a $40 fee per couple, but this includes food and beverages at the check-in. This is on September 13th on Friday from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Avon Town Hall Park. Ryan, you might want to sign up.
I'm going to go ahead and pass. I'm not great at salsaing.
I heard they have a teacher that will teach the couples.
I think you should do it, Angel.
I'm good. Thank you. All right, Ryan, my question for today is, what do you feel about Indianapolis being announced the host of the 2025 WNBA All-Star?
I think it's awesome. Indianapolis is on fire, attracting all this
Back-to-back.
stuff. I know they are killing it. It is awesome. No, this is really exciting. There's lots of energy around Indianapolis and the region, and so these are great. These are great events for even town of Avon. Even though it's not here, people will stay in hotels and come out and eat in Avon. So keep it up, Indianapolis. It's awesome.
I love it. Hopefully we get Caitlin Clark on this podcast for the sports podcast.
We're trying to get her to move to Avon.
We're trying to get her
on
to
it.
move. Caitlin Clark, if you hear this somehow, some way, Avon is a great place to live.
That's
All
right.
right. We hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to smile. Bye.